Folks, thanks for coming on the line with us today. My name's John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and we'll be spending the next hour or so, 45 minutes or so, discussing one of the tools made available to Premier contracted agents without cost, and that's the use of the Medicare Center. Should have actually typed the title a little differently here because it's the new and improved Medicare Center that has a number of different options that we're going to go through and discuss how this can really make you more effective in your space for a number of different reasons. Today's presentation is being recorded, and that presentation, in addition to being sent to everyone who raised their hands with interest in today's subject, will be posted on our webinar, or pardon me, on our website at premiersmi.com, and will also be on our YouTube channel. You'll notice in the software that there's a section for both questions and chat. We ask that you put your questions in the questions section. No, there's logic to that, but have to say it. And we'll make certain that we cover any inquiries that pop up through the course of the presentation. A lot of times we do that in the course of the presentation, but we'll make certain that we get you the detail you need to make this a part of your overall operating procedure. Let's also take a peek and see if we can't level set some of the information about Premier Marketing. For those who aren't as familiar with our organization, we are a national marketing organization that's founded in 1968. We're part of the Integrity Marketing Platform with offices across the country. We act as an insurance wholesaler working with independent insurance agents such as yourself, and we do so through contracts that are at the highest possible commission levels with recruiting contracts available to those who qualify. That approach is through a portfolio of products that include the base Medicare programs, the Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, and Part D standalone prescription drug programs, but we also cover and offer a full portfolio of life insurance and annuities, final expense life insurance, pre-need plans, long and short-term care programs, along with disability income plans, and those ancillary benefits that are a key to some of our marketing success and are also part of today's discussion. They include those dental, vision, hearing programs, critical illness cancer plans, hospital indemnity programs, and accident and telehealth as well. That Medicare Advantage portfolio has the national carriers available to you through our organization and many of the strong regional carriers that can make a difference for you in your market. And that same philosophy carries over into the standalone prescription drug programs where those national carriers are available to you, in most cases, as part of a contract with a Medicare Advantage carrier. When you speak of Medicare supplements, we want to make certain we cover the whole spectrum of Medicare beneficiaries, and Medicare supplements do that very well, especially on the upper half of the income scale. And that's a strong portfolio of products there too, where many of the programs have specific marketing initiatives that help you be successful in that space too. When we speak of those ancillary products in each of those categories, the national leaders are there for you, including that telehealth company, MD Live, and we think this serves multiple purposes. Not only do we accomplish our key goal in what we do, and that is serve our customers and cover their needs, it also creates another revenue stream for your organization and another means to market. So we want to make certain that we speak of those as well. When we look at the Medicare market, we see a burgeoning number of people coming on Medicare, the aging of the baby boomers, the silver tsunami, the one every 10 seconds, 10,000 plus a day. But if we look at things based just on age, we're a little off because some folks access or have access to Medicare and decline to use it for a period of time for one reason or another. But it's more made up by that 15% that's under the age of 65 accessing Medicare because of medical disability. So we've got a huge market there that's diverse, some challenges to their health, some challenges to their income. And so we want to make certain that we offer them choices across the board with the technology to back up what we're saying. And that includes handling the folks that don't do anything. Some of them might even decline Medicare Part B. Most don't, but some will take a standalone Part D program and that's it, and self-insure for the medical portion. Some, however, will take that Medicare supplement plan that's available and pick up a Part D program for the drug coverage, or go for, as they say on American Pickers, the bundle, the Medicare Advantage programs that are known as Part C. Any way that we go, we see a fairly even split as to the base coverages, and we see a category of folks that say original Medicare only that might be dual beneficiaries, folks with Medicare and Medicaid. They might be folks with VA coverage, coverage from a former employer or some other type of retiree plan, and you have the self-insurers as well. So we want to make certain that we take care of the folks and have a portfolio of products that we're able to do that. And that includes translating some of the challenges they may have with the language that's being used with them in talking to them about their coverages. And so you have an acronym guide that will come to you as part of the follow-up to today's presentation too. We go through the different machinations of dealing with the Medicare population based on certain time periods as well. We've gone through all the Medicare election periods, the standard ones that are affecting this year at present, but we're already starting to hear about the AEP and the benefits for 2022. We want to make certain we realize when we can and can't offer a program. So we have the standard programs and we have all the special election periods that also include some of the special election periods that are available to folks in certain markets, and that will come to you as part of the follow-up too. It's important for us to be cognizant of everything that's going on with the special election periods, because Kaiser Family Foundation tells us that the majority of folks on Medicare aren't reviewing their programs annually. And those SAPs give us the opportunity to visit with folks, help them understand the programs that are available to them, including the beneficiaries that have some challenges with understanding the programs. But we also want to make certain that those vulnerable groups have the information in a manner they're going to digest it, because they're not even using Medicare.gov, the plan finder there, to do it. That may well be because they don't have some of the technology to access it or are uncomfortable doing so. So our making this process as easy as possible using tools like we discussed today can make all the difference, not only to you and your agency, but most importantly to the people we're chatting about. And we're then able to do it in a fashion that our clients and prospects are asking for. Some are going to continue to want some things in person. The new normal will never go back to the old normal. But having the ability to pivot and go into a virtual presentation, be it the initial outreach with some of the information or in a follow-up situation, the tools are there for you to use to help be successful in this space. So let's look at identifying some specific opportunities we have now and going into the annual election period. Identify the choices, make people comfortable with the information that's available to them, and then we speak to them through some of the programs that we have, specifically the Medicare Center program that gives us access to 3 different quoting tools, all with a singular logon. It makes accessing the information within the systems all appropriate and easier. It gives you an access to a simplified CRM system to help track your prospects and clients. It also then gives us access to a tool we really appreciate the use of because of its varied functions, and that is the CSG program that is available within Medicare Center. It's a really mobile tool. It gives us a lot of information that we need, not only to sell, but also to plan to sell. And so we've asked our partners over at CSG, our friend Anna Patrick, to come on and give us a bit of an overview on the program, the system, and see how it can work for you. Anna, I am going to turn over control of the helm to you, and you are the master of our destiny here.
All right, perfect. Hello, everyone. And as John mentioned, thanks for attending our webinar today. Within your quoting tool for Premier Marketing, you have access to the state-of-the-art technology with CSG. We are very dominant in this space and really helping agents pinpoint areas of opportunity and being able to really compare the plans that are available to you and to your customers. So one of those is Market Edge. And Market Edge is a very robust tool that really allows you to pinpoint areas of opportunity. Within Market Edge, so when you sign into your tool, just click on Run Search after Market Edge like I just did. And on this initial page, there are two different ways in which you can run searches on here. First and foremost, it's going to summarize all of the quoting activity. So out of the hundreds and thousands of agents that use the CSG quoting software, what is their quoting activity? So you can really see what other agents are quoting. Are you quoting plans that they are quoting? So you can adjust any of that in your quote parameters here. And then you can also select your state. So I'm just going to use Texas as an example here. So let's say you wanted to look at the state of Texas. And then you also wanted to look at how many agents were running Plan G, how many agents were running Plan F. Are more agents quoting, the 65? How much quoting activity is taking place 70. You can really change those different quoting parameters here. So I'm just kind of curious how many agents are running Plan G. Again, you can leave that blank if you wanted to. It's totally optional. And then the quote date range, this is just looking at that quoting activity time frame. So you can move this. It's going to default to 30 days, but if you wanted to take a look at how many quotes were ran so far this year, how many quotes were ran during AEP, that's always a very interesting data to kind of look at. You can view this on a map, a chart, table, just depending on however you best visualize or can understand that data. I'm more of a visual person. I like to see the maps. What's good about the maps is they're also very interactive as well. So you'll notice here as this loads for me, I can start hovering over different areas. So over on the left-hand side here, it's going to have a filter for you. So it's going to create these heat maps based upon whatever your filter criteria is. So this looks at MedSup quotes. So as I hover over these areas, these 3-digit zip codes, it's going to tell me how many agents or how many quotes were ran in this particular zip code for a Plan G. You can also see by that 3-digit zip code what the population over age 65, turning age 65, and then the MedSup versus Medicare Advantage enrollments. So you're probably going to say, how can this help me? Like, why do I need to know this? And I always tell agents, this is your area of opportunity. This is if you are purchasing leads, if you're doing any direct marketing, you're doing social media campaigns where you're able to really pinpoint different locations within your area. It's also going to tell you what this population, the demographic, is made out of. Is it more Med Sup? Is it more Medicare Advantage? And if I'm, trying to market Med Sup in a high Medicare Advantage enrollment area, what is my likelihood for doing that? So this is really going to help you pinpoint where those areas of opportunity are. You can change this filter too. So if you wanted to rather filter out by the population turning age 65 that month, colors kind of change here. So let's go into this pocket down here in Houston where there is a high population turning age 65. Let's then, as my mouse is being finicky here for me, let's then go ahead and zoom into that area. So now I'm zooming into a 5-digit zip code area. And then I can see in this 5-digit zip code how many people are turning age 65 that month, 49 people. So how do I get in touch with these 45 people? We don't tell you who these people are, unfortunately. I know that's a popular question and you would love to know, and all the other agents in the area would know. We don't have that information here, but we can at least tell you this is an area of high opportunity for you. This can also be available in, again, I mentioned different chart views or table views as well to see that information. So you can create national maps, you can create a U.S. map. Let's say you are a national agent and you just want to focus it on different states each month. This is limitless, so you can run as many quotes as you need to on this tool. All the data, if you are more of a Excel person and would rather filter out using an Excel, you can also export this information into an Excel file. The second piece of Market Edge that I will tell you is the ability for you to do carrier heat maps. So when you sign into the Market Edge, up in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to have this Go-To Rate Comparison. So just go ahead and click on Go-To Rate Comparison. And here you can create national heat maps. I like looking at the national heat maps, but if you wanted just to do single states, you can do that as well. And then for your map parameters, you will need to fill this portion out. So you're going to choose your effective date because it's looking at the actual rates that are being shown in the quoting tool. And then you would pick the plan. So let's say I want to look for a Plan G, non-tobacco. I want to do a heat map for age 65, female. This is just kind of very generic here. You can choose whether or not you want those rates to include a household discount or not include a household discount. If you wanted to include select plans in that search, sometimes select plans will skew that data because they are lower than a normal plan. So if you wanted to include those or not include those. And then if you wanted to include the demographics that you also saw on the previous map, you could do that as well. So then from here, companies. So how this works is you can select multiple companies, and I would only recommend selecting companies within a parent company. So I always use Mutual of Omaha as an example here. So because Mutual of Omaha has a ton of different subsidiaries, and you may not be sure which subsidiary is in every single state, you can select multiple ones here for you to have. And then let's also bring in the other world product in here so we can look at that. Otherwise, if you just wanted to look at a single company, so for example, if you just wanted to look at Lumico or just wanted to look at Ascendo, another one if have multiple subsidiary names would be Aetna or even Medico, or they have a couple different subsidiaries. So you would select that primary company or the companies within that parent company, and then you can choose which companies you want to compare that to. So whether you want to compare those rates to everybody in the marketplace, or maybe you just want to compare them to the companies that you represent. So let's say I want to compare Mutual's rates to Aetna, Cigna, Lumico, for example. You can do that in your search over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to compare all companies, and then your comparison values. This is going to default to 5 and 10, so it's going to create a really colorful heat map based upon the premium difference. But let's say you want to change these up. You still think carriers are competitive if they're still within $10 or $15 of the lowest rate. You can change these comparison values here. So after I make those adjustments here, it's going to generate a very colorful heat map for me. Again, these are interactive, so you'll be able to hover over the different areas. But what it's going to do is it's going to color coordinate it for me. So it's going to show here as it's loading here in the background. You can see here though, the green is going to be the lowest premium. The yellow is going to be within $10. Orange is going to be between 10 and 15, and then red is higher than 15. Again, I changed those numbers because I still felt if their premium was in $10 or the lowest rate, I still wanted to take a look at that. So you can kind of do whatever works best for you there, especially with the carriers that you're comparing to. But you can already see here it's creating a very colorful map for me here in the background. I see an area of green, lots of yellow. I do see some red. What's good about this rate comparison tool is you can also save your search up here too. So each month, a lot of these maps are going to change as carriers take rate adjustments, as new companies come into the market. A map you run today is going to be a different map than that you run in October before AEP starts. So you can save your searches and then easily rerun them every single month. You can also export your map as a PNG file too. So if you just wanted a quick reference of where they are competitive at, you can always save that as a graphic as well. So perfect. I have a very colorful map here. This again, I was looking at a Plan G, so pockets of Minnesota are not populating for me because they don't have a Plan G there. So just be careful on some of that. Same with Massachusetts is another state that's a little bit different there. So let's look here. We see this one little area in Arkansas. Mutual is $9.39 as the most competitive. They are in this pocket of Houston, Texas. They are $13.29 away from the lowest rate. Parts of Colorado, they're $31 away from the lowest rate. So again, this is interactive, so you can play with it. You can also zoom in here so you can really see how it kind of has some variant colors here depending on what you're looking at. So this is Market Edge, again, a great tool for you guys that you guys have access to when you sign into the system here. John, do you want me to go into some of the other quoting products now?
If you would, please. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I'm really excited to talk to you all about is the ability for you to submit applications right on your quoting tool. So this is going to save you tons of time. You're already within the quoting system. Why not just take an application right when you are running quotes? So we do allow you to submit business through your quoting tool. We have this currently available for the Medicare supplements and dental. We have a handful of carriers on both of those different products. We will be expanding to additional products and expanding carriers. So before AEP comes around this year, we will have more carriers on the Medicare supplement side. All of the applications that you complete on the system are stored within the system in your e-application, so you can view those. Quickly running through here. Let's just start by running a Medicare supplement quote. So I can just show you how this works. You would just start by typing in the zip code. You have probably noticed as well that you now have access to what we call a client manager. So it's like a CRM system built within your quoting tool. So if you have loaded your clients into the client manager, you can select them from your drop-down menu here, and then it automatically populates their zip code for you, as well as their plan type. I'm going to clear this out here. Zip code, Plan G. Let's go ahead and get a quote here. So all of the companies that we have on the quoting tool will appear as having this apply now button or an add to cart. So think of the add to cart as like you're shopping on Amazon. And what we are allowing you to do now, which is so cool if you think about it, is you can take an Aetna application alongside an Emeritus dental quote without having to refill out that individual's information twice, which is going to save you tons and tons of time and really help you cross-sell as well. So if you are just taking an Aetna application on here, you can just click apply now. It's going to ask you to validate your appointment either by entering your national producer number or your writing number. That system will just ping Aetna's database to verify your appointment, but then once it has verified your appointment, it will take you right into the application on our system. So no matter if you're submitting an application for Aetna or for Mutual of Omaha, the application is actually going to look the exact same, that process that you're using. I'll get into that here in a second, but just wanted to kind of touch upon that here. You'll see we do have a Sendos product on here as well. United National, Americo's product. So let's say as you're going through here, they want to go with the Mutual of Omaha plan. You're going to add it to their cart. You have a little cart up here in the upper right hand corner. So now I have a plan in here for him. Now I can go then run a dental quote. When I click dental, it's going to automatically populate this individual's zip code. And I can then run that quote. And then I can take a look at the different dental carriers that we also have on the platform, one of them being Emeritus. They are a newer company that we have on here. We also have Independence American. I believe you guys have access to the United National Life as well. So any of these, you can just go ahead and add this to the cart here. So I'll show you how that works. Add to cart. Now here I have a MedSup mutual plan, and then I have an Emeritus dental plan. Notice how it automatically adds in that monthly premium for me. So this is kind of how I mentioned this is going to help you cross-sell better, being able to show them, adding both of these, what that cost would be. And then you do have to make sure that you verify your appointment. So it's going to ask you for your writing number here. So you will have to make sure that that has been entered before you can actually check out and go through the application process. I don't have a writing number to show you for Emeritus, so I'm just going to remove this so I can show you what this checkout here looks like. But when you start getting into the checkout, you're going to go ahead and then start your MedSup application. You'll go through, you will complete that application, and then it will submit to Mutual of Omaha. Then it will start you right into the dental application. All of that individual's information, like their name, their phone number, their email address, their mailing address, their social security number, all of that's going to automatically transfer into the dental application, so you do not have to re-enter that in every single time. So that's really helpful here. So this is what the our e-application looks like. So again, no matter if you're doing an Aetna application, a Mutual of Omaha application, or even a dental application, this is going to look the exact same. The only difference in the e-app is going to be the required fields or how a carrier words their health questions. So it's going to match the paper application, but again, the process, the look and feel is going to be the exact same. What's good about this system is as you are going through here, it is going to underwrite in real time for you as well. So if you make any errors on the application itself, it will notify you of that. It's also going to tell you if you have entered in a declinable drug or answered yes to a declined health condition. It will notify you all of that just to make sure that your application is submitted in good working order. After that information is filled out here, you'll notice these sections that you'll just have to go through and complete. Once a section is completed, it would have a green check mark. And then once you've had green check marks on all of the sections, you can go ahead and sign it. So pretty simple and easy to use there as far as being able to submit the applications. But I love the ability for you to create that shopping cart and for you to do different products, because otherwise you would have to spend so much time then going and restarting an entire application on another quoting tool. So this is kind of a one-stop shop to do that. And as I mentioned, we will be expanding into different products and adding additional carriers throughout the year. John, I'm going to hand it back over to you unless there are any other features you'd like me to cover.
Actually, features, thank you very much. There's a question, however, on one of the components of the tool, and that's the scope of appointment, the e-scope.
Mm-hmm.
And the question, I'm going to read it so I put it in or speak to it correctly. The electronic scope of appointment in Market Edge, how are they saved?
So the electronic scopes saved there's kind of two things that you'll see here on your tool section. So you have your ESOA, so these are where you would start your electronic scope, and then all of them save into your document locker here. So think of the document locker as a secure, safe location for you to store your documents. So even though all of your electronic scopes automatically save to the document locker, you can upload any other documents to this as well. So if you have a file on your computer with all of your completed scopes and you want to put them in here, you can certainly do so. So we do have a feature for you to upload any other documents. You have the option to create folders, to create subfolders within that parent company name, or just have your scopes kind of laid out for you here as well. You can always download them at any time. You can also preview them. So if I would click preview here, you can see this is one that I have done on the platform here. So if I do need to print that out, save that, upload that to an application, I have access to all of that here at my fingertips. To start electronic scope, you can either click on this within your document locker, or on your tool section you have the ESOA doc signing. You can just start by doing it that way. To start a scope, you would just click on Start Document. You would give that a title and hit Save and Continue. This is just agreeing to the terms and the conditions of that electronic signature, and you would hit I agree and continue. And then there are two ways in which you can capture that signature. So if you are in the same physical location as that individual, you can hit yes, and then the applicant can provide identification information. What that information is would be their mother's maiden name and the last 4 digits of their social security number. So you would just kind of turn the computer over to them. They would check mark which products they want to discuss with you, type in their name, their mother's maiden name, the last 4 digits of their social security number. So let's just go through here quickly so you can just see how easy it is. Acknowledging where you are signing it. Apply e-signature and then sign and continue. And then from there you have your agent confirmation form, where you would just type in your name and then all of the beneficiaries' information. And then if you were doing this option with an email signature, you would just type in the email signature, and then it will ask them to open up their email, click on the link within their email, and then there's a verification code. So they'll click on the link, enter in their verification code, and then they would just check mark the products and then sign it by just acknowledging the city and the state that they are signing in. So these screens look the exact same as they do if the applicant was present. Carries over your agent and your producer signature, apply e-signature, and then sign. And then here is your completed scope. You can see which products he agreed to speak to you about. You can see his electronic timestamp. You would just click Save to Library, and then that automatically saves into your document locker. You can then always use this search feature to find the scope that you are looking for as well. And there it is.
Thank you, Anna, on that. I think Janie, Lisa, Kevin, I think that covers the questions that you had on the signature requirement, how the process works, and if they can sign virtually. Thank you for those questions.
Yeah.
A couple of other ones, Anna, that we need to address. CSG plugin tool for websites.
Yes, yep, absolutely. So we now offer you guys the ability to have a little quoting widget and to place these onto your website. So here's an example. This is a little box that you can place onto your website. You would just start by typing in that zip code or the individual, your prospect or current clients. They would then select their age, their gender, and then their tobacco status and hit run comparison. Now, what's great about this plugin is this is branded to your website. So it will have your logo on it, your colors, your contact information. You can choose which carriers you want to display rates for, or if you want to display rates for all companies, that's really customized to you. The other thing that you can customize with this is how you are displaying the company names. So if you want it to show company 1, company 2, company 3, that way you're hiding that information from them. Otherwise, if you wanted to display Aetna, Mutual, Cigna, etc., you can have it list those companies. When your lead or your clients come and they want to learn more about that particular plan, they can click on Learn More. They will then submit their contact information to you. So then you will receive an email letting you know that Jane Smith is interested in Mutual of Omaha's plan for $119 a month. Here is her demographic information, like her zip code, her age, her gender, her tobacco status, and then here's her contact information. So I'm seeing agents use this two different ways. One is agents are using it as a lead generator, so trying to get more traffic onto their website. They will share this link on their different social media pages or in any online ad campaigns. So they'll kind of share the quoting link there just to get more leads. The other way is, since so many people are doing remote visits with their clients, they will send them a link or direct them to their website to run a quote, and then whether they're on webcam with them or just on the phone, they can kind of talk through those different options for them as well. So two different ways in which agents are using it. You can use them both ways, but just wanted to give you a quick example there.
Awesome. Is there a particular thing an agent has to do to get that widget code?
Yep. So you would contact your marketer at Premier, whoever your representative is there, and they will work with you on getting that information over to us.
Awesome. A couple of questions on the quoting tool.
Mm-hmm.
Is the signature process the same for the MedSup application submitted on CSG site?
Yep. So there are two type of signature methods currently. One is if the applicant is present, they can do their mother's maiden name and the last 4 digits of their social security number. There's also an option for the email signature link where it sends that applicant an email with a link and a verification code so they can review all of the documents and electronically sign by email. Some carriers have implemented the text signature, which it works the same way as the email signature, where instead of sending it to an email address, it sends them to their smartphone, and then they'll just click on the link within that text message, and they can sign it that way. So some carriers have implemented that text signature as well.
Awesome. The accessing and the cross-selling function with the different programs, when we go in and we look at adding dental to the MedSup, as you mentioned in the cart, or if we're doing it just on the dental portion of it, that reveals all that specific information that's necessary on those plans from those carriers, correct?
Correct. Like the benefit information?
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And when we use the Market Edge tool, is there a way to distinguish between ethnicities in addition to income and some of the other stuff?
There is not, unfortunately.
That's kind of what I thought, but we wanted to make certain that Kevin had an answer, and I missed him. He's already gone. So that's great. I think we have a really great understanding, comprehension of the tool now, Anna, and I thank you for that. I'm going to take the helm back for just a second and complete some of the other things that we're able to do for folks. So bear with me, and we'll close up with that. And we should see the lovely visage of the new Mama Anna. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We wanted to make certain that folks know about the e-application process. And so Anna went through and explained that. And thank you very much for that. one of the things that I don't think we've ever mentioned through the course of the presentation today, the cost to you as an agent, it's zero for this program. You don't pay anything for it. You have to be contracted with us for a program, but that's the point of it. And it gives you those cross-selling opportunities that Anna demonstrates and really can make things work for you. That e-scope function is very, very helpful. I think one of the things that we didn't talk about there as much as we probably should is you have to store everything if you sell them or not, but that's a secure repository for that 10-year requirement for that e-scope, and we're thankful for that. It gives us that opportunity then to also look at some of this isn't a true market edge, let's find somebody by income type of thing, but this can also give you a help on the extra help programs, the low income subsidy filter, that's part of the system too, that shopping cart that Anna spoke of. But when you work with us here at Premier, some of the things we're also able to do is offer you electronic support across the board. The tools are incredible. Medicare Center is such a help. It's such a broad spectrum of possibilities within that singular tool. So we're very proud of that. But you also have that same opportunity to do some things electronically when it comes to contracting. If you use the Assurance Bay program that's accessible off of our website, you'll find that it allows you to create an agent profile where you can store your errors and admissions coverage, answer all the questions that you standardly have on a lot of the contracts, select carriers, and contract electronically that way. It does away with our challenge with handwriting or missing an initial or a signature here or there. Great way to help you in that regard. We also offer discounted E&O to qualified agents. That errors and admissions coverage qualification, you contract with us for a product. It is, however, a program that you own. So it's not like being added to a blanket E&O policy just for one particular carrier, and then you got to worry about what am I going to do with the rest. This will take care of that for you, and it's a program you own. So it'll apply for any insurance product that you're contracted with, regardless of the hierarchy. So it's there for you in that regard. We also offer discounted continuing education programs through our association with WebCE to make certain that your license stays in play. And you can add to your own benefit package by the use of this modified guarantee issued DI program, in which you're paid a commission on a product you're writing on yourself. Much as where today's presentation is being recorded, you have past presentations in the library of our recordings that give you opportunity to access all the old ones, so to speak, because in many cases they're still current and they'll help you across the board. The access to Medicare Center, once again, without cost, singular login, CRM, great quoting tools, 3 different types, information in there as well on a resource library. So we think that that is a great tool for you not only to use, but also explore in to make certain that you're maximizing the value that you get. This cross-selling access through CSG, I'm so enthusiastic about the improvements that they're constantly doing to the program, and the support that we get from CSG. Anna and her compatriots are great people to work with, and they're very responsible for you. We also offer a singular place for the incentive programs that the carriers offer, so you can make certain that you're maximizing the return on your work, your sweat equity, and you can find all those in a singular place. And it includes the information on the Premier marketing incentives as well. Some of the things we're going to try to do to make certain that you get in front of people as well, and that is providing a contact list available for you, a call list that's butted up against do not call, available to you at minimal cost or no cost at all. We also make certain that you can utilize the grassroots marketing, that piece of becoming the subject matter expert in your community. And that includes work through the different retail programs. Walmart's in its 3rd phase now. Many of the other carriers with whom you contract may have their own retail programs. Great opportunities, part of an overall puzzle. We also have different programs that can help you approach the faith-based organizations and work through the folks that deliver on the benefits that we're covering through our insurance programs, the providers themselves. When we get into this time period, we have an increased awareness through the Medicare Advantage carriers, and all of a sudden prospects become available. We see the advertisements on TV from Tom, Dick, and Harry, whatever celebrity you want to sign, some of it annoying, some of us, but that's the way it works. That creates additional need for information, so it's a plus too, and it can give us then the opportunity to see carrier generated leads as they work to make certain that they're getting their fair share from these independent agents that are doing those commercials. We do also offer internet leads and direct mail support. The mail support is based on production. It's a healthy discount into a 1,000-piece mailer, but there are 2 of them. You can qualify for this assistance through your production and health products and in final expense. Lead vendors are vetted for both. We require you make the use of one of these organizations to get that help, simply because we want to make certain that everything goes out as compliant, protect you in that fashion as well. For those folks that want just the returns, not to direct the entire campaign, we have 2 different programs that can come into play here for you, where there's actually an addition of Medicare Advantage to this one, the programs, where you're getting a never responded to direct mail response, and it's able then to help you plug in additional lead flow and fill gaps in what you're looking to do. That same kind of mentality can carry over into the Facebook leads that we use to generate hand raisers for final expense and Medicare programs as well. All this said and done, this entire package, providing the tools like the CSG tool that you saw demonstrated today, is part of our efforts to help you get in front of the folks that you need to get in front of to grow your business, be successful in what we do. And we want to be your partners in doing so. I want to check the questions before we bop off here. Bear with me. This presentation is being recorded, and that link, as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, seemingly long ago, will be part of the follow-up that's sent to everybody raising their hand, but will also be on our website at premiersmi.com and on our and on our YouTube channel as well. Boy, that was hard to get out. Let's see here, accessing the tool. Yeah, you'll have access to the Medicare Center program as a contracted agent. You just go set up your profile and it's ready to go. That information's downloaded into that system twice a week for us. We'll be able to see historical rate increases for the carriers. Yes, in the quoting tool, there is a function there. We'll send you a link as part of the follow-up that speaks to the entire quoting aspect of this. We asked Anna to do an overview, and so we didn't dive deep into any specific pieces there. Let's see. Yep, signature process. Can you use the electronic scope if you have an in-person appointment? Absolutely. You can make certain that you have that in hand before you start discussing some particulars of the program as well. But yes, that is available to you. You need anything special to get the CRM set up? Jamie, that's actually one I can answer off the top of my head. Nope. You go in, there's a particular button for you to use. I've actually got, and I'm sorry, we're trying to keep this as concise as possible, and I'm going on for another 10 minutes, but some specifics on how to use that system. Links will come to you as to how do you do that, and that will be hopefully one of them. I've got 9 of them that will come as part of it, Jamie, and I don't remember specifically if that's it, but I'm fairly confident it is. Can this feature replace another CRM? Jacqueline, you betcha it sure can, but it is a constantly improving system. So this is Medicare Center 2 that we're looking at now. These programs with the CRM, keep in mind, a lot of folks will have systems like Agency Block or something else they're paying for that can integrate in some of the communications from your data that you have within the CRM. And this does not have that function yet. I want to be plain and unvarnished about that. But this is a CRM that will store all that quoted material that you have in there. That's the process that you can use for cross-selling throughout the year and a year-over-year review of your folks if you sold them or not. So yeah, that'll come to you. Jerry, this is actually the mobile device app to get it onto your system. We'll send you a link to it, so you don't have to go through the Apple products or Google Play or all that as well. I'm revealing my technical expertise there. So, nope, that's all good. We'll make certain it's simple as possible. Last sweep through. Okay, I think we've done all right with it. Our questions are answered. Who wants your business? If you know of other folks that can benefit from what we do, send them our way. We appreciate the referrals. All pieces of the common selling process that we do, no matter what we're doing. So we're asking you to commit to the use of this program and make it part of your personal marketing program. It can help you set up your plan. We did a webinar last week on AEP 2022 plan and move forward type of situation. This is the tool that helps you identify areas that you're going to market to, and it sets up the entire process. And it's one of the things that as you go in and use it and become accustomed to it, that speeds up your process as well and helps you be more efficient when it comes to the actual use of the tool. So in addition to being able to respond to the email that'll go out to you very shortly, you'll also see a feedback on this based on the position that we have on it and on our website and on our YouTube channel. But you can give us a call at 1-800-365-8208. And as Anna mentioned, that's a good way to make certain that you're able to access all of these tools, because your marketer at the other end of that number can help make certain that you're set up in the system. You can also, of course, visit us at premiersmi.com. We welcome that. A great way to walk through all of the programs that we have available. And our folks will reach out to make certain that we covered the questions on today's webinar for you. So watch for those calls too. All that said and done, one of the things I want to do last is thank you. We thank you for the commitment of time that you've given us today. We thank you for our relationship and the business that we've done in the past and we're about to do in the future. So all that said and done, until we're able to visit one more time or visit personally, I want to thank you for the commission of helping you with these programs and the investment that you've given us today. So all that said and done, until we're able to chat again, we wish you good selling. Thanks.